CBS Sports, home of March Madness. The Masters, the PGA Championship, PGA Tour, SEC football, the NFL, and February 3rd, Super Bowl 53.
It's been 21 years since a Philly was able to outdo the boys in the test that is called the Hambletonian. But today might be the day to change all that. Her name is Atlanta. It's Hambletonian Day at the Meadowlands, and $1 million is on the line in the sport of harness racing's biggest race. The field is set. 2 eliminations just an hour ago separated the pretenders from the contenders. Who will be crowned Hambletonian champion this year? The answer lies straight ahead. The 93rd Hambletonian is next. And what a lineup we have for you. First, we'll start with the Hambletonian Oaks, the counterpart, the Philly counterpart to the $1 million Hambletonian. And they go for that $500,000. And, of course, the Open going for $1 million. Hello, everyone. I'm Gary Seibel, and welcome to CBS Sports Network's coverage of the 93rd Hambletonian. Joining me today is longtime Meadowlands racing analyst and odds maker, Dave Brower. And, Dave, when you talk about the last Philly to win this race, Continental victory back in 1996, you talk about greatness. Can Atlanta fill those shoes?
Gary, simply put, Atlanta is a sensational filly. She's 5 for 5 this year, unbeaten and untested. She is brought to us by the father-son team of trainer Rick Zeron and driver Scott Zeron. She even trotted the fastest mile in the history of Vernon Downs. They have been thinking about this since the winter here. They've wanted to go to the Hambletonian against the boys all along. Today, she gets the ultimate test.
And you know what? Early this morning, we had heavy rains, but the sun is out now. It's a warm day, and that can take something out of those fillies and colts.
It can, because it's humid as well here. Atlanta's going to have to go 2 heats for the first time. We'll see it. Her connections are super confident, but so are the connections of some of the colts in here. Can't wait to see what happens.
Okay, time to take a look back at that. 2 eliminations earlier, less than an hour ago, for the Hambletonian. Again, $1 million on the line in the final, $100,000 in each elimination. In the first Hambletonian elimination, the filly Atlanta went off as the second choice at 8-5 behind the Jimmy Takter-trained Wolfgang as Takter looks for his 5th Hambletonian victory. Atlanta right off the get-go, from the gate, showing plenty of early speed, Dave.
We knew she was going to be aggressive early, Gary, and she most certainly was. So was Wolfgang, so was Lawmaker, and so was Metz Hall. It's going to be an interesting sprint into the first turn.
Atlanta 5 for 5 in 2018. She has filled out this year, gotten bigger, taller, and also stronger, and that's one of the reasons that trainer Rick Zeron decided to enter her into the Hambletonian instead of the Hambletonian Oaks. And again, right from the start, there she goes for the lead for Scott Zeron.
Exactly, Gary. They didn't come here to take back. Now, right at the start of the race, number 1, Shoshi Dio goes off stride. You see the slow start for Jimmy Takter aboard number 9, Zephyr Kronos. But you see the scramble into the first turn, and it's Scott Zeron who sweeps 3 wide around the colt Wolfgang to assume command. A beautiful spot for Dave Miller with Lawmaker sitting in second. Andy Miller got away exactly where he wanted in third, and then Wolfgang takes back into the 4th spot. That surprised me.
And as you can see, there is some daylight between the leader, the filly Atlanta, and the second place trotter. And I assume that Scott Zeron knew how quickly he was going.
He did. He seemed to be doing it comfortably, but the first quarter was 26, the half and 53 and 2. It may be too fast.
Ken Workington takes the call the rest of the way.
53-2. Atlanta laying down the fractions here, and Atlanta's in front by 3.5 lengths. She is revved up here and playing catch me if you can. Lawmaker is being asked to pick it up. Metz Hall is third. Wolfgang to the outside has a lot of work to reel in that leader. Crystal Fashion fifth on the outside, trying to make the final. Evaluate saving ground. Then Hat Trick Habit and Shoshi Deo and Zephyr Kronos off stride again at 3/4 Atlanta. She is at 3/4 in 1:21 4/5. Atlanta leads the way, and going on a break was Lawmaker. And it's all Atlanta in front by 5, but trying to reel her in. Crystal Fashion on the outside's in gear, 16th to go, and Atlanta has come to a complete walk here. Crystal Fashion and Metz Hall third, and right by Crystal Fashion and T-Trick. She collars Atlanta, and then it's Metz Hall, Evaluate, and Hat Trick Habit. Crystal Fashion, 150-1.
Well off a Reynolds victory last week here at the Meadowlands. That's the 4th consecutive victory for Crystal Fashion. What an effort here for trainer Jim Campbell, who won the Hambletonian in 1995 with Tagliabue. And Atlanta, those early fractions really did her in.
They took their toll. She gets a little tired late. Crystal Fashion picks up the pieces, Gary, and the final time of 150-1 establishes a world record for a 3-year-old trotting gelding, equaling the Hambletonian Stakes record of Muscle Hill.
$10 for the win on Crystal Fashion, right around his morning line price there. So Atlanta does advance to the final, but she'll need to rest between that first Hambletonian elimination and the final.
Her trainer Rick Zeron says she recovers very quickly from races. We'll see if she can come back with a top-level effort in about an hour. The others to make it to the final, Gary, long shots, Evaluate and Hat Trick Habit. Evaluate was 47-1. Hat Trick Habit was 55-1.
Well, not only does Atlanta recover quickly, but that's exactly what Tim Tetrick said after that first Hambletonian elimination, and he said that to Greg Blanchard.
Thank you, guys. Mild upset as Tim Tetrick guides Crystal Fashion to the off-the-pace win. The fractions were incredible, Tim. Were you aware how fast the race was setting up in front of you, and what were you thinking at the halfway point?
Oh, yeah, I knew they were going really fast, and, you know, they set up good for me because my horse loved to chase, and you know, turning for home, I caught up there and I had Wolfgang in front of me, and he didn't have any go, but mine really had strong in the bit still. And, you know, I went and, you know, I looked up and Scotty's a long way away. I said, well, I'll take my second. We'll move to the final. But my horse just kept digging, and he, you know, he tracked the mare down.
We had a lot of rain earlier today. I see a lot of dirt on your colors and on your goggles, but obviously the track is holding up very well and very fast.
Yeah, the crew's done great. It's just atmosphere, that's all. But it's a great track. The track's good, and it's playing pretty fair.
How do you think your guy will be going 2 heats?
I don't think it's going to bother him. He's a big lazy colt, and you know, he's already half cooled out. You know, walking over here, nothing bothers him, and I think if I get a nice trip, I think he'd be right there.
Congratulations. Good luck in the final.
Thank you very much.
Tim Tetrick, guys, and Crystal Fashion punching their ticket to the Hambletonian final.
Interesting first elimination, but you know, if you find that one interesting, wait till you see the second one.
Firecracker fractions took their toll on the filly, Gary, and now the question is, can she recover in time within an hour to deliver another top-notch effort? As for Crystal Fashion, I'm not worried about him. That was a powerhouse finish. He made up a ton of ground in a very fast race.
No question about that. Well, as we said, we have the second elimination coming up, and as we do that, we'll take a look at a big crowd on hand. It's the purplish blue hats this year, the Hambo hats. We'll be back with more in the second elim right after this.
Greens are always a focus, making sure that you're dialed in on speed.
It's going to be a lot of chipping and putting it out of this rough. That's a tricky thing.
PGA Championship on the Range, Thursday at 12 on CBS Sports Network.
In the world of standard-bred racing, only one name is synonymous with this kind of success, this kind of history, this kind of greatness, this kind of legacy, and this kind of unparalleled promise for tomorrow. Proud of our past, excited about our future. You know the name, that one name. Hanover, the greatest name in harness racing.
It happened a fortnight ago. No matter how many games Rowdy bought, Jesse always played more on GameFly. Jesse's here. Game on. Feeling lucky, Rowdy? I reckon.
Go to GameFly.com and play all the new and classic games. Choose from over 9,000 titles with free shipping and no late fees. Start your 30-day free trial at GameFly.com. Product shown rated D through M.
Rowdy never had a chance, because Jesse has GameFly.
Curiosity fuels you. So when you're ready for a fulfilling new career, let your curiosity fuel that change. Grand Canyon University's online degree programs in technology make it convenient for you to achieve your dream. GCU teaches you how to plan for innovation. By applying that knowledge to today's most challenging problems, you're helping to build a better tomorrow. Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, and nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu.
This is how we catch a wave and fire up the grill. This is our summer vacation. And this is the ultra-responsive Acura TLX, the Acura Summer of Performance event. Hurry in for some of the hottest offers of the year.
This summer, visit your Acura dealer today for attractive offers on the Acura TLX. Don't miss this event going on now.
OfferUp is a new free app that shows you what people are selling nearby.
It's kind of like a game. Every day there are new surprises.
Come on, flat screen TV.
Oh, come on, dining room table.
Come on, sofa.
Yeah.
OfferUp is free to use. Find anything you want nearby.
I've been making blades here at Gillette for 20 years. There's a lot of innovation that goes into making America's #1 shave. Precision machinery and high-quality materials from around the world. Nobody else even comes close. Now starting at $7.99. Gillette, the best a man can get.
Start your morning right with a healthy serving of sports. A dash of salt.
All I care about is what I'm doing.
A hint of spice.
There's nothing about the Knicks that's interesting.
Then let it cook for 4 hours. Boomer and Geo on CBS Sports Network.
The 2018 Hambletonian Stakes on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by New Jersey Travel and Tourism. Go to visitnj.org.
And welcome back to the 93rd Hambletonian here at the Meadowlands. Also at the Meadowlands, but going back 22 years now, Dave. Continental victory, 1996 Hambletonian.
I was here that day, Gary. I bet on the horse on the outside. That is the colt named Lindy Lane, who was the post-time favorite. But watch Hall of Famer Mike LaChance dig in with the filly. Right there, he asks her for her best. Continental victory, trained by Ron the Guru Gerfine, digs in and fights off Lindy Lane. I lost my bet. I went home to a McDonald's dinner instead of the steakhouse.
Well, you know, since they started racing the Hambletonian Oaks in 1971, 22 fillies have entered the Hambletonian. Most recently, Pampered Princess in 2007, and in 2015 it was Mission Brief, who wound up finishing second at Pinkman that year. It's a tough assignment regardless of what year it is.
It is not. Is it an overwhelming task here? Atlanta, we saw she did get a little bit weak and a little bit tired there at the end, but she set a wild pace. Can she recover and come back with another top-notch effort? We just have to wait and see.
Well, as we said before we went to break, if you thought that first, the Hambletonian elimination was interesting, you're really going to get a kick out of elimination number 2.
Oh, this is absolute mayhem, folks. You never know what's going to happen in the Hambletonian, especially on this day, and you're about to see just about everything that can.
In the second Hambletonian elimination, outside six-pack number 9, a prohibitive favorite at 2-5.
That's a very low price, Gary. He'll still have to overcome that outside post here. Long shots towards the inside. Alarm Detector, the Canadian champion, in the middle. Southwind Chrome, and Jimmy Takter has Tactical Landing. He'll be coming from behind.
And Tactical Landing, the second highest yearling price ever at $800,000. Six-pack had won 5 of 6 in 2018, but Dave, right from the get-go, this elimination was ugly.
Well, it was ugly, and it certainly didn't go the way we expected. A quartet of levers. There goes Alarm Detector off stride. To the inside, Tron Smedshammer with Classic Chap is going to assume command. Brian Sears leaves with Fourth Dimension, and he's happy to fall in right behind. Another breaker there at the back of the pack. You see Scott Zeron with Southwind Chrome, and that leaves six-pack and Oka Svanstead parked to the outside, almost in no man's land. Gary, he didn't know whether to go on with it or just sit back and wait.
Really tough spot for Åke Svanstedt knowing what to do with six-pack, but Tron Smedshammer knowing exactly what to do with Classic Chap on the front end.
And he's not exactly setting the fast fractions you saw in the first elimination. The first quarter was 27. The half was in 54 and 4. You Know You Do is parked on the outside.
Ken Workington will take it the rest of the way.
They're halfway home here, and a battle is ensuing here. It's going to be Classic Chap taking on You Know You Do, and Jingrao 54 and 4 for the half. Classic Chap under pressure. You Know You Do on the outside, tough trip. Fourth Dimension in the box, third, and now six-pack into a second over position, and he is surging three wide right now. Fashion Woodchopper is pinned in. Six-pack backed away there. He got caught behind You Know You Do, starts to gap away, and now three wide, Tactical Landing, six-pack in heavy traffic here, and off stride goes Fourth Dimension. So Classic Chap inherits about a 4.5, 5-length lead on Fashion Woodchopper in this eventful second elimination. 123 and 3 for three quarters. Classic Chap in front by 3.5 lengths. Open road with Tactical Landing on the outside, trying to rally and reel him in. Tactical Landing coming on. Fashion Woodchopper in between them, and now Tactical Landing takes the lead with Jimmy Tactor and draws clear. It's Tactical Landing. Patent Leather gets up for second. Then Fashion Woodchopper and Alarm Detector and Hooking Wheels, Classic Chap and six-pack, and the time was 1:52 and 1.
Well, Dave, just when you thought you had seen the last of the breakers, guess what? We had a couple of horses, and one of those being six-pack locking wheels in the stretch.
And that was towards the inside at the back of the pack, but this is absolute mayhem, Gary. Classic Chap comes to a walk between horses. Fashion Woodchopper has aim. Dave Miller trying to keep him together. No doubt who had the momentum. It was Tactical Landing and Jimmy Tactor. They measure off the wire, and the Jim Campbell trainees finished second and third at long odds, Patent Leather and Fashion Woodchopper.
Jim Campbell, who had, again, 1995 Hambletonian winner Tagliabue, had 3 in this year's Hambletonian eliminations. He got all 3 in. And for Jimmy Tactor, looking for his 5th Hambletonian training win, he won it as a driver as well in 2014, so he is looking for his 2nd. Inquiry. Well, with that in mind, let's send it over to Greg Blanchard.
Very good.
Thank you, guys. An action-packed second elimination, to say the least. So many things happening and so much confusion. Jimmy Tactor, walk us through what you were seeing from your vantage point.
Well, you know, I got pushed out on the backside, and, you know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Åke Svanstedt pushed me right out on 3 wide. I didn't see what happened in the stretch, what the inquiry is about. But, you know, I mean, my horse had to go a long way, a real long way, and he did a remarkable race.
Your colt seems to be blossoming and peaking at just the right time, a regally bred colt. Why is it taking him a little bit longer to find his best stride?
Well, you know, he's a big growthy colt. I just trained him for 60 days, and I mean, he's developed very good. I mean, he's a class horse. I mean, you know, this, believe it or not, is the first time he ever was in the stake race, so you know, it's a tremendous performance.
A little bit bittersweet. Wolfgang in the other elimination, not his best effort today. How did he come out of the race?
I don't know. I don't know.
All right, well, listen, congratulations on this win, and good luck later on today.
Thank you.
Jimmy Tactor, he's back in the big dance, guys, and this time with the mild upsetter and Tactical Landing.
And so now we have the official results after they sorted everything out. Again, we had six-pack and Classic Chap, the early leader, Lock Wheels in the stretch. They had to make a decision because that was for the final spot in the final.
It was, and that fifth place horse that will make it to the final ended up being Classic Chap, who set the pace in that elimination and then got tired late. Alarm Detector came all the way back from that break at the start to make it to the final there. Jim Campbell's threesome have all made the final, including those two long shots, and you saw those monster prices on the board. What an effort from Tactical Landing. Jimmy Tactor calls him a grinder. He was right. If you believed, you got 6-1 odds back. It was a Herculean performance, and what a story behind this colt, Gary. Jimmy Tactor just got the horse. They gave him to him after an unsuccessful 2-year-old season last year. He was turned over to Tactor at the end of May. He's come all this way. He hadn't even entered a stakes race until today.
All right. Well, now we have the final field for the Hambletonian, again for $1 million, and my partner, Dave Brower, the one responsible for putting together the morning line for the Hambletonians. So tell us about it.
Well, we did it on the fly. Now, remember, the elimination winners were able to get post protection, so they were guaranteed a slot between 1 and 5. I think it's going to be very close, Gary. Tim Tetrick usually takes a little bit more money at the betting windows than Jimmy Takter when he's driving, so let's start him at 2-1. Very close second choice, Tactical Landing, who will extremely benefit from that inside spot as well. Atlanta, will she come back as strong? We're going to make her the third choice at 4-1, Gary, but it would not surprise me if her odds drifted up. I just don't see how she can do it.
So it could be a very interesting day for Jimmy Takter. Obviously, Wolfgang, who was seen at the top of the pack for this year's 3-year-old trotting colts for Jimmy Takter, could win it with Tactical Landing, an $800,000 yearling purchase, and it would be his second winning drive in the event, having won it with Trixton in 2014.
And we'd all like to see Jimmy win it in his driving style here. Jimmy is set to retire as a full-time trainer at the end of the year. He has told us that for over the past season. He's got great horses as well. We will see. He just wants to step back a little bit, take back, and kind of turn the operation over to his daughter, Nancy Johansson, who is a former Horse of the Year winning trainer herself.
Well, one of the other featured events on the Hambletonian Day card here at the Meadowlands, some bonus coverage, is the John Cashman Jr. Memorial. It's for older trotters. It used to be called the Nat Ray, which was named in honor of the first Hambletonian winner, trainer-driver Nat Ray, and that winning horse back in 1926 at the fairgrounds in Syracuse, New York, was Guy McKinney. But now the Cashman and a solid field going postward, including last year's Horse of the Year, Hannelore Hanover, and a former Hambletonian winner and Triple Crown winner in Marion Marauder.
It's very rare that you get to see a race like this with horses with two $2.7 million bankrolls, a former Hambletonian winner, a Horse of the Year stuck out in post 12. This is going to be fun.
All right, time to go back in time. Ken Workington will give us the call of this year's John Cashman Jr. Memorial. And the final odds for the John Cashman Memorial, 4-5 odds on favorite, 2017 Horse of the Year, Hannelore Hanover. And from the inside, we'll take charge, Dave, at 7-2.
This is going to be a heck of a matchup, Gary. Hannelore hasn't lost this year, 6 for 6. Her bankroll stands at $2.7 million. But how about trotting Triple Crown champion Marion Marauder, who won the Hambletonian here 2 years ago? His bankroll, $2.7 million. Can't wait for this one.
Well, it's time for the call of the Cashman in his 27th year calling races at the Meadowlands. The 58-year-old Toronto native track announcer, Ken Workington.
And they're off and trotting. I Know My Chip is out quickest of all. I Know My Chip and Marion Marauder leading hard. In Secret, I Will Take Charge. From the inside, Will Take Charge, surging on through. International Money in between them. Hannelore Hanover is in heavy traffic as GL Cruz slips on through into the first turn. Victor Kirby and I Know My Chip. Marion Marauder challenges. Will Take Charge on the inside. In Secret going up fourth, now third on the outside track by Hannelore Hanover. Stride for stride there with JL Cruz. Then it's 2 lengths to Dason. And to the outside, that's International Money trying to gain ground around Bill's Man. To the outside, Lindy the Great at the back, along with War We Roo. Early miscue from Yes Mickey. He is the distant trailer, 26-1. Opening quarter posted. Hannelore Hanover 3 wide in the backstretch as International Money went off stride. Hannelore Hanover, a major sweep to the front here and takes the lead from Marion Marauder. In Secret parked out in third. I Know My Chip fourth on the inside. Will Take Charge fifth on the outside. JL Cruz is pinned in sixth. Dason seventh on the outside, followed by Bill's Man. Then it's Lindy the Great on the outside. War We Roo shooting on through on the inside. Then it's Yes Mickey. Far back, International Money. 54-2 is the halftime. They're on the far turn. It's Hannelore Hanover and In Secret breathing down her neck on the outside, applying steady pressure. Marion Marauder's right there, locked in the box third. Will Take Charge, poised to come 3 wide from second over fourth, and doing that right now. I Know My Chip looks for racing room. Dason to the outside, looking to gain ground. JL Cruz is still bottled up in traffic here as they turn home. Hannelore Hanover, 3/4 time was 1:23.2 into the stretch, and Will Take Charge on the outside, taking it to Hannelore Hanover. They slug it out. Marion Marauder angles with an open shot here. I Know My Chip in between horses. Hannelore Hanover under siege. Will Take Charge taking it to her. Marion Marauder on the outside. It's Hannelore Hanover, Marion Marauder, Marion Marauder! Then Will Take Charge. Hannelore Hanover and I Know My Chip.
Well, the betting public pretty much had it right here as the three leading contenders come to the wire together. Hannelore Hanover, last year's horse of the year, digs in on the inside, will take charges there. Marion Marauder coming on late. They didn't have exactly right, Dave, as the 4-5 favorite goes down to defeat.
Gary, so reminiscent of his epic charge down the stretch to take the Hambletonian 2 years ago in 2016. Marion Marauder sticks his head in front right at the wire for Scott Zeron, Marion Wellwood, and Devin Keeling. He just loves it here on Hambletonian Day.
Tough spot for Hannelore Hanover, post 12 from the second tier, and 8-1 on the morning line for the winner. Marion Marauder bet down to 4-1, won the Hambletonian in 2016 and went on to capture the trotting Triple Crown that year. Scott Zeron aboard for the connections here, including trainer Paula Wellwood. And you know what? You get $10.40 for the win.
Off odds at 4-1 there. A tremendous try from Hannelore Hanover, who suffers her first defeat this season. What did it? Maybe that second tier start, that 3-wide brush on the backstretch. It just took a little something out of her.
Greg Blanchard caught up with the winning connections.
Okay, Scott, this horse, the one that got you to Hambletonian victory lane a couple of years ago, a special place in your heart, no doubt. And here he is winning again on Hambo Day. Walk us through the trip from your perspective.
The trip worked out great, but you know, to have this horse and go on the post parade and look at thousands of people, I mean, it just felt like he absorbed in, was like happy to be back on the racetrack racing against them. And you know, it was as smooth as can be, making front and then having to let Hannelore go. It was everything I could ask for on a trip.
Maybe just a comment on the mare. I mean, it took every bit of the long stretch and the added distance to get her again today. She's quite an animal.
She is. She had to go 3 wide, make a big brush to the lead, and then get challenged again by Tetrick's horse. So she went a big mile, same to Timmy's, and definitely mine.
Hambo Day must mean a lot to you.
It does. Hopefully after today it's even better.
All right, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
So, Marion Marauder in the Cashman will be back with the Hambletonian Oaks right after this.
This isn't an audition or the road trip you took to the coast, and it's far from those weekend camping trips. It's nothing like a district track meet, bagging groceries at the corner store, or crashing a party with your friends. Out here, it's not where the seat takes you, but who it makes you. Start your journey at Navy.com.
If you're a guy over 40, take it from me, Frank Thomas. Eugenics will help you feel like the man you used to be.
Right, like that stuff actually works.
Hey, buddy, up here. The key ingredient in Eugenics is clinically researched to totally work. That's why Eugenics is the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Hey, buddy, check it out. My workout's a lot better. I'm feeling stronger and more energetic with a lot more drive. I'm back to being the big hurt. You still don't believe me? Just send a text. Get a complimentary bottle. Come on. You're stuck in park right now. That's right. Time to shift into drive again. And trust me, she'll like the difference too. Hey guys, it's time to start your engine.
To get your complimentary bottle of award-winning Eugenics, text GOLD to 321-321. Samples are not available in stores, so text GOAL to 321-321.
It's moving day. Let's talk about upgrades. From now on, when we move, we want everything to be upgraded. We're upgrading our homes, our lives, whatever this thing is, and even our DirecTV. Because when we sit in our new house with our better stuff, we want an equipment, programming, or premium channel upgrade too. I'd say my work here's done.
Do you live here now?
The DirecTV Movers deal. Call today and ask how to get an equipment, programming, or premium channel upgrade.
Now playing on DirecTV Cinema.
5 minutes. We're out and we're rich.
One suspect with an automatic weapon outside National Bank.
Hang on, Matt.
I'm hit, Mike.
And only get to this active shooter as quick as possible.
No, you were an hour late, and we were outgunned.
What took you so long?
Browse more movies at channel 1100.
And welcome back to the 93rd Hambletonian at the Meadowlands. 32nd consecutive year, 37th consecutive year at the Meadowlands. Longest running venue in history. And it's time now for the $500,000 Hambletonian Oaks 3-year-old filly trotters as we take a look at the current odds. And any surprises here for you, Dave?
None whatsoever. You knew who the two favorites were going to be. It was 2-year-old champion Manchego and Featosive, the two winners of the eliminations last week, which we will take a look at in just a moment. But look how close it is, Gary. 7-5. That means you'd get back $4.80 versus 3-2. You'd get back $5 if those were the closing odds. So a great battle we have coming up.
You know, a lot of people were saying that the Oaks this year is every bit as strong as the Hambletonian, so Atlanta might have had a tougher time in the Hambletonian Oaks than the Hambletonian.
That may have been part of their consideration. Plus, it's double the purse in the Hambletonian. We'll see how that works out for them later on. But as for now, we've got a little $500,000 race to take a look at.
No question about it. And also time for us to take a look at the Hambletonian Oaks eliminations. Unlike the Hambletonian, where the eliminations are held on the same day, the Oaks, the fillies get a chance to come back a week after those elims.
And this was last Saturday night, and this is Manchego at her best. You see her scooting well clear of the field, easily in hand and under wraps for Yannick Gingras. 151-1 at odds of 1-9. Gary, she sprinted home in 27 flat there over Lily Stride and Hey Blondie. A couple of long shots there. You couldn't look any better than that. She's ready for a big one as Jimmy Takter tries to win his 8th Hambletonian Oaks.
All right, and then we had Hambletonian Oaks elimination number 2 last weekend as well. And first we're going to highlight Featosive, who was the eventual winner here, but also we're going to see another one very strong from the back in Blonde Magic.
You will, both of them, one favorite and one long shot. Watch the steamrolling powerhouse effort from Featosive. That's a world record holder on the lead, Plunge Blue Chip, that she is attacking, but you see the tight lines that Tron Smedhammer has. He knows he has plenty of horse. He engages her, turning for home, and Gary, this isn't even a fight. This is a mercy killing. She blows right on by Plunge Blue Chip. Live, Laugh, Love had been stalking all the way and will angle out and get trot. And from the back, here's Tom Duran from Canada with a good filly named Blonde Magic overcoming that slow start. She's going to make it to the final, but she didn't draw a very good post for today.
And Blonde Magic, wife of Tom Duran, June Duran, celebrated her birthday a couple of days before the Hambletonian Oaks elimination. She said that the best present that she could get was her husband driving her filly in the Hambletonian Oaks.
Yeah, what a great story that is. And the way it's been crazy so far here today at the Meadowlands, I wouldn't be surprised if she was able to pick up a little bit of that $500,000 purse. She has to overcome a tough post. She'll be coming from behind again, but if they go too fast up front or there's a battle amongst those favorites, I think we've all seen anything can happen today.
And Tom's response to that was, great, I don't have to go to the jewelry store this year. Works out fine. And maybe they'll pick up a lot of money and spend a day at the jewelry store.
They could if you get any part of that $500,000. Remember, the purse is paid out through the first top 5 finishers. Half, 50%, 25%, 12, 8, and 5, I think is the breakdown.
As we wait for the Hambletonian Oaks post parade, do you think that world record 149-4 mile by Plunge Blue Chip took something out of her where she wasn't able to hold off Featosive?
Yeah, they say she may have bounced, but here's the deal. She did that world record mile without shoes. She put the shoes back on for that elimination last week, and we all think that she will have no shoes today. Trainers do that on Hambletonian Day. If that's the case, she'll be faster, and she has the pole position post, Gary.
Well, as we know, Jimmy Takter is the record holder as far as Hambletonian Oaks wins are concerned. And they are coming out onto the track now for the Oaks. Let's take a look at that field. Number 1 is Plunge Blue Chip, the fastest 3-year-old trotter, male or female, in the history of the sport, when she nosed out last year's 2-year-old filly champion in 149-4.
Driver-trainer Oka Svanstedt won the Hambletonian last year when he was placed first. He seeks his first Oaks with Plunge Blue Chip. Blue Chip bloodstock bred the daughter of Muscle Mass, and she cost just $42,000 as a yearling. She will make her presence felt from the get-go from that inside post.
Plunge Blue Chip winning that division of the Del Miller Memorial in 149-4 on July 14th. Number 2 in a knockout, daughter of 2007 Horse of the Year, Donato Hanover, 4th in her Hambletonian Oaks Limb last week with Hall of Famer David Miller driving.
What a knockout, Gary. She's tired in her last couple of races, but she does get that new driver today in Brian Sears, and she's conditioned by the hottest young trotting trainer in the business. That's 26-year-old Marcus Melander, who had a good part earlier in the day. We'll see if he can continue that good roll going.
And Sears has won the Oaks twice before. The 3 Seviorum, husband-wife team of driver Andy Miller and trainer Julie Miller, look for their first win in the Oaks together. Andy drove the 2008 winner of the Oaks, Creamy Mimi, for Tron Smidshammer.
Seviorum is the only homebred in here, going to the gate for that Team Orange Crush along with co-owner Natalia Stroy. She's a daughter of Hambletonian champ Donato Hanover, and she owns a wicked closing kick if the favorites somehow mix it up.
And the next trotter we'll see, the darling of the 2-year-old set, Manchego, driver Yannick Gingras and trainer Jimmy Takter have teamed up to win the last 4 editions of the Oaks. Takter holds the record for Oaks wins with 7, while Gingras is tied with Bernd Lindstedt for most Oaks driving wins at 4.
Manchego didn't lose a race all of last year en route to those overwhelming divisional honors. She captured her elimination with an uber impressive effort last Saturday, and today is Yannick Gingras' 39th birthday. She's owned by Barry Guariglia's Black Horse Racing, John Fielding, and Herb Liverman.
And the 5, Feotosiv, trainer-driver Tron Smidshammer, has won this race as a trainer, as we said, but seeks his first Oaks driving win with a filly who was sensational in her elimination last week, scoring in 151 flat.
That she was. Feotosiv chased Manchego all of last year without finding a way to beat her. This is the first square-off between the two as sophomores. Tron has prepared her for 2 years for this very day, and she couldn't be coming into the race any better.
Hey Blondie, number 6, a solid 3rd in her Oaks Limb last week. Trainer Chuck Sylvester has 4 Hambletonian winners and looks for his 2nd Oaks score. Australia native driver Andrew McCarthy finished 7 in this race last year.
And Chuck is a Hall of Fame trainer for good reason. Blondie loves the track here at the Big M, having captured the kindergarten final last fall. McCarthy has driven superbly this season.
Number 7, Live, Love, Laugh. Live, Laugh, Love, 2nd at 10-1 to Oaks Limb winner Feotosiv last week. Trainer Nifty Norman goes for his 3rd Oaks win.
Gary, I say it wrong all the time, too. Don't worry about that. Live, Laugh, Love hasn't missed the board in 8 starts this year with 5 wins. Nifty condition, Be a Magician, not just to an Oaks win in 2013, but also Dan Patch Horse of the Year honors.
And there's the 8, Lily Stride, 2nd to Manchego at 36-1 in her Hambo Oaks Limb. She's had to overcome a few issues of late, according to trainer Mark Carter, who is making his Oaks debut today.
Lily is the field's most expensive yearling purchase. It cost $220,000 to buy her out of the Lexington sale. Her good-looking rally in last week's elimination stamps her as a live long shot today, and both of driver Tim Tetrick's Oaks wins were without a favorite.
And the 9 is Blonde Magic. This filly by 2010 Hambletonian winner Muscle Massive is completely a family affair, trained and driven by Tom Duran and owned by his wife June. Blonde Magic is up against it today from post 9.
That she is. Blonde Magic invades from Canada for the Durans. She went 0 for 5 last season at 2, but she's earned 3 tallies so far at 3. That's improvement. None of those were stakes races. She will be a long shot.
And there's the number 10, final horse in the field, Nixie Volo, another one in a very tough spot today. Both trainer John Boutenshane and driver Corey Callahan have been in the Oaks final before, but both are still looking to capture their first victory.
Nixie Volo didn't have much luck in her elimination, but did manage to make the final. Her bad post blues continues here with the dreaded 10 box. I think we'd all be surprised if she managed to pull off a Herculean upset.
And so that is the field for the $500,000 Hambletonian Oaks. We bring in the 3rd member of our broadcast team, Greg Blanchard, standing by with Julie Miller. Greg.
Thank you, Gary. Julie, one half of the Miller duo. Husband Andy will be driving, and Seviorum here in the Hambletonian Oaks final. You told me off camera she's been a bit of a project horse for you.
Yeah, she has. She was kind of a challenge to bring back this year at 3, but you know, I've just tried to target this race, and hopefully things come in alignment for me today.
All right, well, listen, good luck with her, and you've qualified Metz Hall for the Hambletonian. You guys have hit the board the last 2 times with top 3 finishes. Can this guy take it a step further and win?
You know, I hope so. It's a depth field. You know, the eliminations were pretty colorful, as we saw. So, you know, the 8-hole, I think Aiden's going to push out of there and, you know, leave it on the track. Just get everything we can out of him and, you know, hopefully have a great race.
What's that dynamic like, having your husband here driving on a day like this on the sport's biggest stage?
It's great. My family's here. My kids are here. My dad's watching at home. Hi, Dad. I'm just really proud that my family can do this sport together. We know we love it, and I'm really thankful.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. Best of luck.
Thank you, Greg.
Julie Miller, Gary, one half of that dynamic duo, Julie and Andy, and they've got a big shot today, both in the Oaks and the Hamble later on.
All right, Greg, thanks so much. Julie Miller looking for that first win. We'll be back right after this.
Hanover Shoe Farms is the greatest name in harness racing. But even by their lofty standards, encompassing many decades of success, 2017 was a year to remember. Hanover-bred horses won the Hambletonian for the 11th time, the Little Brown Jug for the 15th time, captured victories in the Kentucky Futurity, and the Breeders' Crown with the fastest mare trotter of all time. Proud of our past, excited about our future. Hanover! Al and Michelle Crawford welcome you to Crawford Farms. Located in upstate New York, Crawford Farms houses over 150 fabulously bred broodmares, racehorses, and retirees on 1,000 beautiful acres. Crawford Farms, a boutique breeding operation, sells their top New York, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey yearlings in the Mooresville State Sale and the Lexington Select Sale. Proud sponsors of the Crawford Farms Meadowlands Pace and the Crawford Farms Trot. For up-to-date information, visit crawfordfarms.com.
Wireless for $15 a month. That's not right.
It's right, all right. Finger dipping? That's not right.
That dip look good.
Oh, that does look good.
You gotta try this. That's so good.
That's not right. Neither is the way you get wireless. Mint Mobile took what's wrong with wireless and made it right. We're easy, online, and just $15 a month. Get your plan today at mintmobile.com.
Money is like life. You have to decide how to get the most from it. And just like life, every decision affects every other decision. The trick is making good decisions today, so you're ready for tomorrow when it comes. So we made you some simple, free tools that let you see how what you do today will affect your tomorrow. So you can make smart choices about how to spend your money and your life. Personal Capital. Get to know your money.
We wanted to sell our home and at the best price, and we needed a real estate agent who could get that done. We're so glad we found HomeLight. HomeLight ranks over 1 million agents based on their actual track record. They crunch the numbers to figure out who is best in your neighborhood, who can sell your home for the most money. HomeLight matched us with Alex. He sold our home in only 2 days for $40,000 over asking. When it's time to sell, the place to go is homelight.com.
Creating the perfect night just takes a little creativity. The light beer you've been waiting for has arrived. Lower carbs, lower calories, higher expectations. Corona Premier.
And welcome back to the 93rd Hambletonian here at the Meadowlands in East Rutherford, New Jersey. As we said, early morning rain, and it was heavy, and the track didn't look too good early on, but it's cleared up. The track is fast, and we have sunny skies. Tonight at 6 Eastern, it's the final round of the Pepsi PWBA St. Petersburg Clearwater Open as the top female bowlers compete in the first elite field event of the 2018 tour, right here on CBS Sports Network. Just moments away from the Hambletonian Oaks for $500,000, Manchego, the defending 2-year-old champion.
And Gary, here's how we think the race will go. Manchego has more pure early speed than her arch rival Featosiv. We expect her to be on or near the lead. We expect Featosiv to pull to the outside, and when they hook up, it's going to be fireworks.
They are beginning to move behind the gate. Featosov, again, a very impressive winner last week, going right on by Plunge Blue Chip. He's going to be calling his 19th Hambletonian in just a little while, but right now we're going to get his call of the Hambletonian Oaks track announcer, Ken Workington.
And we have 6-5 in the 4, Manchego, 3-2 in the 5, Featosov, Plunge Blue Chip, the world champion filly at 7-2. All set for the Hambletonian Oaks. And they are away and trotting. Live, Laugh, Love is up fast, trying to blast off on the outside. Manchego. Featosov, flashing speed. Plunge Blue Chip on the inside, shoots out there. So it's Plunge Blue Chip and Manchego squaring off. Featosov is pushed into play by Tron Smetshammer. What a knockout, settles in. Seviorum is 5th as they march around the first turn to the quarter. Hey Blondie is 6th. Live, Laugh, Love. Tried to leave, is parked out now near the rear of the field with Lily Stride, then Blonde Magic and Nixie Volo. Opening quarter for Manchego. Elimination winner in front by 2.5, 27-2. Manchego paves the way and controls it with Yannick Gingras across the backstretch. Plunge Blue Chip and Okie Svanstead going to set up shop in the pocket spot here and draft as they race across the backstretch. The pace slowing now. Featosov tightens in from 3rd. Oh, what a knockout 4th on the inside. Seviorum is 5th to the outside. Hey Blondie 6th, tracked by Live, Laugh, Love. And then it's Lily Strada on the outside, followed by Blonde Magic and Nixie Volo. Can see them all. Half up in 54-2, 28-2 rating in that second quarter. Manchego getting her own way. Perfect trip for Plunge Blue Chip, and he deuce pops right now and takes a shot as Okie Svanstead senses that Manchego and Yannick Gingras trying to steal away. Manchego bracing now for Plunge Blue Chip on the outside, who takes her shot right now. And Feitosov's in gear, 3rd on the outside. And what a knockout. Gaps on the inside, picked off with Seviorum. To their outside, Hey Blondie trying to rally as they turn home. Manchego passing 3/4 in 1:23-2. In the stretch of the Hambletonian Oaks, it's Manchego on the inside. Plunge Blue Chip on the outside, pouring it on. Feitosov trying to rally and give her all. Manchego digging in, needs the line. Here comes Feitosov. Tron Smetshammer needs a final lunge, but it's Manchego. Manchego and Yannick Gingras. Then Feitosov, Plunge Blue Chip, and Hey Blondie. Manchego wins it in 1:50, a stakes record.
Manchego equal to the task today. In the race back on July 14th, got beat a nose in 1:49-4, and then comes back, wins her elimination for the Hambletonian Oaks, and today was very, very strong on the lead.
A superb performance. No whip here from Yannick Gingras. He just keeps calling to her and shaking the lines. Gary, you know as well as I, true champions deliver moments like this on the big day. It's Yannick Gingras' birthday. What a present. His 5th straight Hambletonian Oaks.
5th straight Hambletonian Oaks with trainer Jimmy Takter, who now has pulled away from Jan Janssen, who he was in a tie with up until last year. Now Takter has 8 Hambletonian Oaks wins after breaking that tie a couple of years ago. What a run by these two guys.
Unbelievable. It's unprecedented. It may never be equaled. That race at least went the way we expected. I told you Manchego would probably be on the lead. Okie Svanstead took a shot coming out of the pocket on the final turn. He could not get by. Feitosov seemed poised in the perfect spot, and she did come on, but came up a little bit short like she did all of last season.
And no question, Tron Smetshammer, no doubt, licking his chops there, thinking, I'm in perfect position here. Not enough. Manchego was up to the challenge today.
Again, the true champion delivers the goods. Manchego digs in and holds on, and you're right, Tron Smetshammer probably thought he was going to win. His filly delivered all she had late, Gary. She made it close, but again, the wire came up, and Manchego was in front.
Manchego for driver Yannick Gingras, trainer Jimmy Takter. We'll take a look at the replay and get the winners' reactions when we return. You're watching Hambletonian Day on CBS Sports Network.
Littlefield Cats yearlings are born and raised in the historic Bluegrass Hills of Kentucky to be the athletes that successfully compete in harness racing's greatest events. Over the past 4 years, Littlefield Cats Breeding Partnership have produced the winners of the Elite Lot, 2 Hambletonian Oaks champions, 3 Breeders' Crowns, and numerous other stakes performers. Littlefield Cats yearlings will sell on the Kentuckiana Farms consignment at the Lexington Select Yearling Sale this fall. The Liebfeld Cats partnership policy is that all of our colts, without exception, and most of our fillies, are annually committed to the Lexington Select Yearling Sale. Our 2018 Lexington consignment will include, among others, Nylander, a Muscle Hill colt from the great Superstar Hanover, who had a mark of 153-2 and earned over $515,000 and is eligible to both the Rich Kentucky and Pennsylvania Sire Stakes. Also Solid, a Cadabra colt, first foal from Smexy, who took a mark of 153-3 and earned over $500,000. This one eligible to both the Rich Kentucky and Ontario Sire Stakes as well. For complete information on our 2018 yearling roster, visit LiebfeldCats.com. Liebfeld Cats Breeding Partnership, the relentless pursuit of excellence. The best is yet to come.
It happened a fortnight ago. No matter how many games Rowdy bought, Jesse always played more on GameFly. Jesse's here. Game on. Feeling lucky, Rowdy? I reckon.
Go to GameFly.com and play all the new and classic games. Choose from over 9,000 titles with free shipping and no late fees. Start your 30-day free trial at GameFly.com. Product shown rated E through M.
Rowdy never had a chance, because Jesse has GameFly.
I've been making blades here at Gillette for 20 years. I'll bet I'm the first blade maker you've ever met. There's a lot of innovation that goes into making our thinnest, longest-lasting blades on the market. Precision machinery and high-quality materials from around the world. Nobody else even comes close. It's about delivering a more comfortable shave every time. Invented in Boston, made and sold around the world. Order now at GilletteOnDemand.com. Gillette, the best a man can get.
The most refreshing beer from Sam Adams. Sam 76. Like nothing you've tasted before. You'll have to try it to believe it. Sam 76. Refreshing, flavorful, craft.
Ta-ta-ta-ta.
What are you doing?
I'm enjoying the American Classical.
It's the American Classic, All-American Dog and Tots for $2.99.
I'm sorry, the All-American Dog and
Tots. Give me that.
Hurry in to try the All-American Dog or Chili Cheese Coney with Tots for just $2.99.
Welcome back, everybody. There's a look at a champion. Last year's Dan Patch Award-winning 2-year-old trotting filly. Would be very surprised if she didn't win that award at 3 as well. And she's also the sport's newest millionaire, now at about $1.486 million.
An incredible performance by Manchego. That time of 150 flat eclipses the stakes record of 150-4 from Lifetime Pursuit back in 2014.
And let's head over to Greg Blanchard, who's standing by with the birthday boy. Greg.
Thank you very much, and what a way to celebrate your birthday, Yannick. A huge day at the office. We've seen this show before, you and Jimmy Takter, and winning the Hambletonian Oaks. What's the secret?
Oh, I'm just a lucky guy that gets asked to drive. You know, it's all him. He's got, you know, great horses. He does a great job. Tremendous trainer, and like I said, I'm just lucky that he puts my name on the sheet.
We had the rematch today of the Del Miller Memorial from a couple of weeks ago. What was the difference this afternoon?
The driving. Driving is a little different. I underestimated Plunge Blue Chip in that race. I went too fast at a half, and you know, she's a great horse too, but I think my horse is a little notch better, and you know, today I rated the fraction a little bit better, and my filly responded well.
And can you assess this crop for us when you think of the big three that were in here? Atlanta, who's racing in the Hambletonian. Is this one of the best, if not the best, crops of 3-year-old fillies ever?
It has to be, you would think, right? All 4 of them can go 50. You know, it's never been done before, so like, and you have 4 in the same crop. Only, no, too bad that today. I really believe my filly would have beat Atlanta as well, you know, so it would have been nice to have the matchup with her in there. I think I still believe I have the best filly, and I can't wait for them to hook up.
Well, once again, congratulations and happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Back to you, Gary.
All right, Greg, thanks so much. You can see how confident Yannick Gingras is, saying that, you know, he thinks that Manchego could beat Atlanta. And, of course, Atlanta taking on the boys here in the upcoming Hambletonian.
Well, it sounds to me like that matchup will take place later on in the stakes season, but let's credit today and the connections involved here. Manchego, bred by the Brittany Farms here, owned by Black Horse Racing. That's Barry Guariglia. John Fielding and Herb Liverman. They've owned so many great trotters over the years. Manchego is most certainly another one.
Great shot of the New York City skyline. We're that close, and we're experiencing the greatest day in harness racing here at the Meadowlands. It's Hambletonian Day 2018. You know, we've seen so many memorable moments over the years, history-making moments in the Hambletonian, and last year was no exception, except we weren't expecting that kind of history to be made.
Yeah, we had to do a couple of double takes, so to speak. Last year's Hambletonian, Gary, for the first time in the 92-year history of the race here, there was a disqualification, and it was of the first place horse here. We have to watch this one again.
All right, and we're going to take a look back at last year's Hambletonian.
As they turn home, and Billsman bends to the outside. It's wide open. 125-1. They're in the stretch of the Hambletonian. Perfect Spirit trying to go all the way. It's Perfect Spirit. Devious Man with the perfect trip so far. What the Hell out of the pocket. Here comes What the Hell in the Buckeye. Up and after Perfect Spirit. On the outside, What the Hell lunges late. What the Hell? The Buckeye gets his due. Hall of Famer Dave Miller and What the Hell win the Hambletonian.
And you know, after being close a couple of times, trainer Ron Burke looking for his first Hambletonian win, along with a Hall of Fame driver, David Miller, they thought they had it, and then they didn't have it.
No, they didn't. Here's what caused the disqualification, Gary. You see What the Hell in the pocket behind the winner, Perfect Spirit. He's going to come out in what we call very tight quarters here. The left hoof of Guardian Angel Oz strikes the right wheel of What the Hell. You see Dave Miller look over a little too late. He knows what happened. That's what caused the inquiry, the lengthy inquiry. The judges eventually made a decision. You and I were sitting right here in this chair last year, and the hush that went over the crowd was unbelievable when the board went blank and they put up the new order of finish.
Yeah, the first time in the history of the Hambletonian that a winner was disqualified. Well, this year, it's a new year. It's the 93rd edition, and those are the current odds for this year's Hambletonian, as we have now settled on that field of 10. And basically, we've got, you know, it's kind of a wide-open board. You've got 4 horses here within just a click or two on the tote board amongst each other, with Atlanta, the filly, being the 2-to-1 choice curve.
Yeah, that will change significantly between now and the 15 or so minutes that they spring the gate here. Alarm Detector also getting a lot of early respect. But, Gary, there's only about $10,000 in the win pool right now. I just peered over my shoulder to check the infield tote board. I think it will end up being very close between Tactical Landing and Crystal Fashion. The bettors will have to make their choice.
All right, so think Atlanta, maybe third choice, I guess.
I would think so at post time, but we'll see. The money is what makes the odds.
All right, for more on the story about the team behind Atlanta's success, let's join Greg Blanchard.
Rick Zeron has long been a fixture in Canadian harness racing, known for his Zorro routine in the winner's circle, and now he successfully passed the torch to his son Scott. That father-son relationship began 2 decades ago, and the bond has grown stronger ever since. Scott has already tasted Hambletonian victory and will try and do it again with his father by his side. Both talented, both confident, and attempting to make history together this afternoon. And joining me now is Scott Zeron in the midst of another big Hambletonian afternoon. Scott, what has this week been like for you in the lead up, teaming up with your father and trying to make some history here?
You know, you just try to stay as relaxed as possible. Some of it's so far out of your hands. All the conditioning and all the hard work to get the horses ready for this kind of thing, it's done in the winter time and the spring, and now you can't make them any better. They're going to be as good as they are. So the thing is to just be relaxed and let things happen.
Now talk about your relationship with your dad. You learned a lot over the years from him. What are the qualities he instilled in you that have allowed you to become so successful at such a young age?
He was very easygoing on me. I mean, he taught me how to be patient, and at the same time when I made mistakes, he didn't come over the top of me. He was really understanding. He's done it his whole life. He's racing 60,000 races, so he knows you can't be good every time you go out there.
The filly Atlanta going 2 heats for the first time, as are all the other horses in the final. How do you think she's going to be?
You know, I just wish I rated her a little bit better on front. She's so effortless going. Everything is so easy, free-flowing, and I just let the mile get away from me, and it's very disappointing to have not come into this final based on a win. We go back to drawing the 7 hole, and, you know, hopefully I could just position her again and maybe get a trip this time.
Thank you for joining us. Good luck.
Thank you.
Scott Zeron looking for his second Hambletonian trophy, guys.
And what a way to win your first Hambletonian, then to go on and win a trotting Triple Crown that year. That again was in 2016 with Marion Marauder, who won today in a very exciting John Cashman Jr. Memorial.
That was exceptional here. I think we got a little tease as to the strategy that driver Scott Zeron will employ for the $1 million final. Is he going to fire Atlanta out of there? I don't think so, based on that interview. That's very key information, so we will see what kind of journey he wants Atlanta to get in the final.
And you have to wonder how the Phillies doing after struggling down in deep stretch in that elimination earlier today. All right, we have the Hambletonian Post Parade coming up after a commercial break. A huge crowd, as always, on Hambletonian Day. It's the biggest day in harness racing.
Southwind Farms is home to Super Sire, Muscle Hill, sire of 2 Hambletonian winners. We also welcome Walner to our state-of-the-art New Jersey facility. Southwind Farms offers semen freezing for your stallions, along with free stallion advertising and very competitive rates. Southwind and Waln Ridge Reproductive Services working together. Be sure to visit award-winning Southwind Farm.
History. It's written by winners. At Diamond Creek Farm, we're breeding champions and rewriting the history books. Diamond Creek Farm, a cut above.
Look, isn't that Frank Thomas?
Oh, the big hurt.
More like the big hunk. Wow, Frank Thomas.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. You look like you could still be playing. That's what I said.
Well, I am feeling stronger and leaner.
So, Frank, what's your secret?
I discovered Nugenics.
I wish my husband did.
It's easy. Just send a text.
If you're a guy over 40, text 321-321 and enter the word SCORE to get a complimentary bottle of award-winning Nugenics, the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Nugenics is a unique man-boosting formula powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help boost your free testosterone levels, to help you feel stronger, leaner, with more energy and drive, more passion too.
Here, try a bottle, and trust me, she'll like it too.
Text 321-321 and enter SCORE to get a complimentary bottle of Nugenics. Samples are not available in stores, so text 321-321 and enter SCORE.
Oh, you are my sunshine. My only sunshine. Girl, you make me happy sometimes. My skies are gray. You never know how much I love you. But I don't want you to take my sunshine away.
The Lexus Performance line is tested the equivalent of up to 24 laps around the world. Experience an unrivaled feel for any road at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
When we moved, we didn't have anything, so we used OfferUp. It's a free app where you can find awesome things people nearby are selling. It was a great way to furnish our home and get to know our new city.
Now we have furniture and friends.
OfferUp is free to use. Find anything you want nearby.
Well, I'm sure Mom has made provisions for plenty of sunscreen today. It doesn't get any cuter than that. Here on Hambletonian Day, we're waving right back at you. There's a wide shot from basically where the horses come out of the paddock.
That is the back paddock shot here at the magnificent new Meadowlands Racing and Entertainment here, the facility constructed by Jeff Doral and his partners. We have moved the Hambletonian over here, and we're ready to go.
The competition to find the fittest on earth continues as CBS Sports Network brings you the best of Day 3 on fitness's biggest stage. It's the 2018 Reebok CrossFit Games tonight at 10 Eastern on CBS Sports Network. So let's update those odds, and now the favorite is Crystal Fashion at 2-1 here, actually co-favored with Atlanta. Tactical Landing not far behind, as is Alarm Detector. Are you surprised at Alarm Detector at 4-1?
I am. That is definitely a little bit lower than I expected, especially since he made that break at the start of his elimination. I know he came all the way back to come back, but it just doesn't leave a good taste in my mouth for a second performance in the final.
Well, we'll see what happens there, but again, right now we have co-favorites here in the 93rd edition of the Hambletonian, and the horses are beginning to move onto the track, and of course one of those co-favorites is the filly Atlanta. Now in year number 93, 162 fillies have entered, 13 have come away winners of the Hambletonian. It'll be interesting to see if Atlanta can make it 14.
I think at this point, based on the way Scott Zeron talked after that elimination, he's going to race her much more conservatively. I think it will make a huge difference in the strategy of the race.
All-Star Buglers bringing the horses onto the track for the 93rd Hambletonian, and there's a look at number 1 in the field, and that is Classic Cap.
Classic Chap has progressed nicely this year for Mr. Smedshammer. He broke his maiden just a month ago here in an overnight, but he had a good kick in his dancer division to set him up for this. Wanda Policini's Purple Haze stable owns the colt, and she is truly one of the good people in the game.
And of course, Tron Smedshammer won the 2004 Hambletonian with Windsong's Legacy, who went on to capture that year's trotting Triple Crown. Classic Chap, big effort there. And now number 2 in the field moving out here is Tactical Landing for Jimmy Takter, who looks to pick up his second winning drive in the Hambletonian. He did it in 2014 with Trixton, and should he win the Hambletonian today, he'll have 2 winning drives, but he'll have 5 wins in the Hambletonian, tying him with the likes of Stanley Dancer, Billy Houghton, and Ben White in that category.
You saw Jimmy's assistant Per Angblom pull the blanket as he stepped onto the track. After a largely unsuccessful freshman campaign, Tactical Landing was turned over to the trotting master this spring. The results have been incredible. He's the full brother to Mission Brief, who finished second to Pinkman a few years ago. So Gary, he was bred to be here.
Next up will be number 3, and that is Crystal Fashion. And Crystal Fashion getting the blanket removed right now. Driver Tim Tetrick, one of the sport's most successful drivers in history, and set an all-time record in wins with 1,189. Crystal Fashion, his owner Jules Siegel, was inducted into the Harness Racing Hall of Fame on June 1st, the day after this colt won the Earl Beale Jr. Memorial, one of the sport's major Hambletonian preps.
Tetrick won the Hambletonian in 2012 with market share. His trainer Jim Campbell entered 3, and all 3 made this $1 million dance.
And Alarm Detector made the final. The 2017 O'Brien Award winner for Canada's best 2-year-old male trotter. Both trainer Ben Bergeon and driver Trevor Henry are making their Hambletonian debuts.
It's been an up and down season for the Canadian Vader so far at 3. A break in the Beale, a break in today's elimination, but the son of Chapter 7 bounced back nicely before this in the dancer division. He had a great qualifier up at home base to prepare for today.
Number 5, Fashion Woodchopper, one of 3 in here for trainer Jim Campbell. Fashion Woodchopper, he was last year's Pennsylvania Sire Stakes champion, 2-year-old trotter, but is winless in 8 starts this season. And a much improved second last week, punched his ticket to the big race today.
A son of Donato Hanover, a Hambletonian champion. It's also been up and down for him this year. He came off of Lasix today, as it's not allowed in the Hambletonian. You heard us tell the story. Jim Campbell won the Hambletonian with his brother back in 1995, and Jules Siegel, this would really cap off a great year for him.
Number 6, Hat Trick Habit, a son of Hambletonian winner in 2007 Horse of the Year, Donato Hanover. He's had some foot issues, which, according to his trainer, 36-year-old Scott DiDomenico, are pretty much under control now.
Gary, we call him Scotty D. He just got the horse in late June after a private purchase by owners John McGill and Brian Carsey out in Indiana. Brian Sears was in the bike for the first time in the earlier elimination, and he's been known to make a little magic on Hambletonian Day. Remember Pinkman?
Sure do, 2015. And she was number 7 in her elimination. She's number 7 in the final. Atlanta, the trainer-driver duo of Rick Zeron and his son Scott Zeron, looked to become just the second father-son team to win the Hambletonian. Hall of Famer Bill Houghton won this race in 1982 with Speedball, driven by son Tommy Houghton.
Gary, let's take nothing away from her in that wicked elimination. She got a little tired. She's a New York bred by Chapter 7. She's owned by Rick Zeron, the Crawford Farms, Holland, Taylor, and Grant. Can she turn it around and beat the boys in this second heat? I'm not so sure.
Number 8, our second duo in this race. This is the husband-wife team of driver Andy Miller, trainer Julie Miller, looking for their first Hambletonian victory. They've come close over the last 2 years with 2 on-the-board finishes with Devious Man and Sutton.
We call them Team Orange Crush, Andy and Julie Miller, for good reason. They've knocked on that Hambletonian door before. Metz Hall, though, has been playing catch-up so far this year. This is only his 5th start of the season, but he's shown speed and versatility, and I thought his elimination effort was pretty good.
Number 9, Evaluate. Oren Kihlstrom is one of Europe's top drivers and was elected to Sweden's Hall of Fame in 2015. And he's no stranger to the Meadowlands here, having already won 2 stakes, including a Breeders' Crown in 2014.
Evaluate's trainer Marcus Melander, I call him the hottest young conditioner in the sport. His green shoe made a break in an earlier 2-year-old stake, so he's looking to improve upon that. Evaluate is a long shot, but you never know on Hambo Day.
And rounding out the field, number 10, Patent Leather, owner Jules Siegel, operator of Fashion Farms, and trainer Jim Campbell won the 1995 Hambletonian, who, with Tagliabue, who was driven to that victory by Jim Campbell's brother, John Campbell, who owns the Hambletonian record for 6 winning drives.
And you see who gets the drive here. Substituting for Tim Tetrick will be Yannick Gingras, who will still try to capture his first Hambletonian today. He did win the Oaks. Can he make it the ultimate daily double?
So that is the field for the 2018 edition of the Hambletonian. And as we go to break, there is Crystal Fashion, very strong winner in his Hambletonian elimination earlier. Will he be the winner? Will it be the filly or an outsider? We'll find out shortly when we return to the Hambletonian.
Here in the Garden State, we're for shore days and sandcastles, prize winners and thrill riders, campfire chats and fishing buddies, historic lights and romantic sights, friendly creatures and family fun. If you're for good times and great memories, we're New Jersey and we're for you. Plan your getaway at visitnj.org.
Our horse racing and breeding industries are vitally important to Pennsylvania. The Standardbred Breeders Association of Pennsylvania proudly represents breeders located in every corner of the Commonwealth. These farms preserve green space. They provide thousands of jobs and significant economic impact. And they're also home to the next generation of Standardbred champions. For more, please visit us online at standardbredbreederspa.org.
If wings are your thing, swing into Golden Corral's Wing Fest. Every night for all you can eat wings, just like you like them. Get them sweet, spicy, and smoked. Golden Corral, your choice, rules.
Greens are always a focus, making sure that you're dialed in on speed.
It's going to be a lot of chipping and putting it out of this rough. That's a tricky thing.
PGA Championship on the Range, Thursday at 12 on CBS Sports Network.
Out here, there's a shine in the distance. It reflects an intensity that lives on both sides of the ropes. These are the game on, go off playoffs. Moving on means moving all in, staying in, leaning in, getting closer to the shine. The FedEx Cup playoffs for the PGA Tour's ultimate prize begins August 23rd.
Promote what makes your business great with Vistaprint. Whether it's a business card, a banner, or a postcard, we have the paper stocks, sizes, and design options to create marketing that's right for your business. Give it a try with 500 standard business cards starting at just $9.99 when you use code VP500 at Vistaprint.com.
Who is the little pilot?
That boy flew to this island to find his dog.
Spotzer?
Does anybody know him?
No.
Not one master has made any effort to do that.
I am not your pet. I don't care about you. Don't ask me to fetch that stick.
Reggie? Will you help the little pilot?
Why should I?
Because he's a 12-year-old boy. Dogs love those.
Buy or rent today and watch anytime, anywhere on your favorite screens with DirecTV Cinema. Movies start at channel 125.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 93rd Hambletonian from the Meadowlands Racetrack in East Rutherford, New Jersey. What a beautiful afternoon it's turned out to be. And a look at where the new grandstand structure is. New in the sense it's been a couple of years, but nonetheless, racing continues here at the mecca of harness racing. Look at the current odds. And 9-5 now on Crystal Fashion as Atlanta still holds steady at 2-1.
And that's surprising. She's taking a little bit more support than I did expect. I did think Crystal Fashion would be favored due to driver Tim Tetrick's presence, but that's not who I'm going to pick, Gary. I'm going to have a surprise for you when we give our selections a little bit later.
All right, I love surprises. Let's right now head over to Greg Blanchard, who has some information on Alarm Detector, who made a break in his elimination. Greg.
Yes, Gary, a pretty nice recovery from this colt. Made a rare miscue at the start of his race, and talked to Trevor Henry afterward. He said, maybe I was a little bit anxious. I had the horse on the gate too early. The horse got fired up, and you know, that's what happens. These horses do get keyed up. Sometimes the drivers do, and we've seen that in both eliminations today. Drivers admitting maybe a little bit of error in those races, and it's come into play so far, guys.
All right, Greg, thanks. There's a look at Crystal Fashion, and the cat's out of the bag for me. That's my selection. Yes, I'm going with the chalk here, but not that chalky.
It's tactical landing for me, Gary. He made the final. He drew a key inside post. He won't get tired, according to his trainer and driver, Jimmy Takter here. I think he's the better bet from that inside post, too.
So they begin to move in behind the gate for this year's Hambletonian. $1 million on the line. There's a look at tactical landing for Jimmy Takter. And right now we're going to send it up to Ken Workington, again calling his 19th Hambletonian today. Ken.
And they are lined up for the $1 million 93rd Hambletonian. Field of 10, all set and revved up behind the gate. Race 13, here they come at the Meadowlands. And they're off and trotting in the Hambletonian in Atlanta. The filly leaves out of there with Metz Hall on the outside, and Fashion Wood Chopper is pushed into play. He is third into the first turn. Classic Champ is going to cut the corner, and going up there is Evaluate fourth now. Classic Champ is fifth. Tactical Landing out of way sixth. Say head to the opening quarter. Crystal Fashion unhurried seventh at this point, and then it's Alarm Detector, followed by Patent Leather on the inside, and Hat Trick Habit is the early trailer. So she's out there winging again. Atlanta, who finished second in the first heat, 26-2. Atlanta paves the way by 2. Now looking to tighten in second is Fashion Wood Chopper with Dave Miller. The whip up on Metz Hall in that third position across the backstretch. Evaluate is fourth. And now Takter gets Tactical Landing in gear uncovered fifth on the outside. And that's live cover for Crystal Fashion and Tetrick going up there on the outside. And into the flow is Alarm Detector now third over, and he gets in gear. So a shuffle for Classic Champ near the rear of the field with Hat Trick Habit on the outside and Patent Leather. The half up in a rated 55-2, so 29 rating in that second quarter. Atlanta in front. Here's Takter with Tactical Landing on the outside to threaten as they head to three quarters. Fashion Wood Chopper locked in the box third. Crystal Fashion needs to flip three wide right now as Atlanta opens up. Atlanta getting some separation now on Tactical Landing on the outside. Fashion Wood Chopper back on the inside. Three wide Crystal Fashion. Three quarters, 122 and 4, 27-2. And she's trying to give them the slip here. It is Atlanta, the filly. It's got Saran trying to keep her going. Trying to track her down. Crystal Fashion, Metz Hall on the outside. Tactical Landing on the inside. Almost there, Atlanta. Scott Saran rocking, whipping, driving, and the filly does it! Atlanta, then Metz Hall. Tactical Landing and Crystal Fashion. Atlanta in 150-4 wins the Hambletonian.
An amazing effort. Make it 14. That's the number of fillies that have won the sport's biggest race. And Scott Zeron put her on the lead and was confident throughout. Maybe he got a little less confident in the stretch, but she was brilliant in the final today.
How did she come back with that kind of an effort in the final here? There you see Scott Zeron getting ready to pull up, but as we pick it up at the start, Gary, right here we've got three distinct levers: Fashion Woodchopper, Atlanta, and Metz Hall. Scott Zeron, he told us he was going to try to get her a trip in the final. I guess he was trying to tease us a little bit. He controls the race right from the get-go. Good spot for Fashion Woodchopper. Good spot for Metz Hall away third. The two favorites, Tactical Landing and Crystal Fashion, away at the back of the pack.
And it's setting up perfectly, you would think, for the 9-5 choice, at least at the time. Crystal Fashion here getting the cover of Tactical Landing, who now is stuck on the outside and in a very difficult spot. And this is when Scott Zeron steps on the pedal.
This is the difference in fractions, Gary. He went 26 and change, 53 and change in the elimination. That was too much. This was 26 and 2, 55 and 2. She opens up on the field when Scott calls for her best. She gets a lot of separation. You heard that in the call from Ken Workington there, and now he asked her for her best, and she will find the wire this time like true champions do. Atlanta beats the boys, and Scott Zeron wins the Hambletonian for the second time, his first for his father, Rick.
That's right, first win for trainer Rick Zeron. Scott Zeron in 2016, winning it with Marion Marauder. The 29-year-old was the leading driver here at the Meadowlands that year, 2016. He knows how to navigate this oval.
He does. Here come the pursuers. It looks like she might be vulnerable. There is Crystal Fashion off cover. It looks like he's got aim. There's Andy Miller with Metz Hall on the far outside, charging hard. They're going to come up just a little bit short. It is Atlanta holding on by an even length.
She was 5-5 coming into the day. She finished second in her elimination earlier today. So one loss, so one blemish this year. She comes back to win the final. Forget about that Oaks, that Alem second place finish.
Boy, that was the face of victory right there.
Atlanta, the unofficial winner at this moment of the 93rd Hambletonian. We'll have the results when we return after this.
Start your morning with sports. A dash of salt.
All I care about is what I'm doing.
Spice.
There's nothing about the Knicks that's interesting.
Boomer and Geo on CBS Sports Network.
Hanover Shoe Farms is the greatest name in harness racing. But even by their lofty standards, encompassing many decades of success, 2017 was a year to remember. Hanover-bred horses won the Hambletonian for the 11th time, the Little Brown Jug for the 15th time, captured victories in the Kentucky Futurity, and the Breeders' Crown with the fastest mare trotter of all time. Proud of our past, excited about our future. Hanover!
I contacted Homelight because I needed a real estate agent to sell my 90-year-old father's house. Within an hour, I had already interviewed two amazing agents. I couldn't believe the amount of information that I got on each one. Detailed stats, background, ratings, reviews. You can't find that anywhere else. We went with the agent who best met our needs. In just 2 days, we got 2 offers, and we sold the house a few weeks later. We will definitely use Homelight next time we need to find a great real estate agent.
Find a great real estate agent. Call Homelight today.
Jesse showed up to destroy Rowdy, because Jesse's played thousands of games with GameFly.
Start your 30-day free trial at GameFly.com today. Product shown rated D-through-M.
Rowdy never had a chance, because Jesse has GameFly.
I can do more to lower my A1C.
And I can do it with what's already within me.
Because my body can still make its own insulin. And once weekly Trulicity activates my body to release it. Trulicity is not insulin. It comes in a once weekly, truly easy to use pen. It works 24/7.
Trulicity is an injection to improve blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes when used with diet and exercise. Don't use it as the first medicine to treat diabetes or if you have type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Don't take Trulicity if you or your family have medullary thyroid cancer, you're allergic to Trulicity, or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of a serious allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, or severe stomach pain. Serious side effects effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases your low blood sugar risk. Common side effects include nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, abdominal pain, and decreased appetite. These can lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
I choose once weekly Trulicity to activate my within.
If you need help lowering your A1C, ask your doctor about once weekly Trulicity.
What a scene in the winner's circle, and there's a shot of Rick. You know, he said, I'm an emotional guy. I cry a lot, and when I saw him out there, I saw him his eyes to his hands to his eyes. He was just dropping tears.
Gary, this is the greatest day of his life. Atlanta does it for Rick Zeron, Alan Michelle Crawford, William Holland, Howard Taylor, and Brad Grant, the ownership group. She was bred by Stefan Balassi's Order by Stable, and there are your prices.
Despite his 43-year career with an emphasis on trotters, this was his first horse in the Hambletonian. Let's head down to Greg Blanchard with the very happy group.
All right, we are here with Rick and Scott Zeron. Rick, put it into words. How does it feel?
Oh, it's unbelievable. I got no words. That's Scott.
What kind of emotions were you going through, especially when you see that the trip is going to be the exact same as the elimination, but when they turn for home this time, she kicks away on the field?
I beat a program to death upstairs on the table, okay? That's the starters. But when I seen Scott open up around the last turn, I knew that he had her in hand, and I knew that coming down the lane, she wasn't going to let us down today, and neither was Scott.
All right, Scott, you beat yourself up a little bit after the elimination. You said you let the race get away from you. Talk about your approach going in this time.
Listen, I've said it to a few people close to me that she's the best horse I've ever drove. So when I drive her, everything's so fluid and effortless. And that, you know what? She wasn't even grabby. The mile just got away from me. I was really mad at myself for letting her take advantage of that and get a little weak on the end. That's not how I wanted to head into the final. But I said to you that if she was a champion, she would bounce back, and she did.
She certainly did. Will there be a big party tonight in Oakville, Ontario to celebrate?
Well, we're not going back to Oakville. I hope there is down there. I know all the people from Canada will be happy. But there's two happy guys right here, I'll tell you that.
Absolutely. Great story, guys, and you're part of Hambletonian history. Congratulations.
Unbelievable. Thank you very much.
All right, back to you guys.
All right, so Scott and Rick Zeron, father-son team, they've come to second to win the Hambletonian. We'll be back right after this.
The excitement is back. Breeders' Crown. America's $6 million championships return to the Downs at Mohegan Sun, Pocono, where racing's greatest champions are crowned on one unforgettable night. And a brand new chapter in racing history is written. Breeders' Crown, Saturday, October 27th. The journey, the pursuit of greatness, all comes down to this.
Wireless for $15 a month. That's not right.
It's right, all right. Carpet showers? That's not right.
That's not right.
Neither is the way you get wireless. Mint Mobile took what's wrong with wireless and made it right. We're easy, online, and just $15 a month. Get your plan today at mintmobile.com.
The 2018 Hambletonian Stakes on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Diamond Creek, a cut above. By Hanover Shoe Farms, leading breeders of Hambletonian champions. And by Purple Haze, helping horses, helping people.
Welcome back to the Meadowlands in New Jersey, where Rick Zeron and Scott Zeron come from Canada and perform right under the New York City skyline and perform in the Big Apple and come away with the Hambletonian win.
An amazing bounce-back performance by her. How about Andy and Julie Miller, who have now hit the board in the Hambletonian for 3 straight years?
All right, time for the trophy presentation. Let's go down to the Meadowlands. Gabe Pruitt. Gabe.
Thanks a lot, Gary. And I am standing by with John Campbell, President and CEO of the Hambletonian Society, Mr. Jeff Gorell, Chairman and CEO here at Meadowlands Racetrack, and our General Manager, Jason Settlemore. And we are standing by with the ecstatic connections of Atlanta. We've got an ownership group here, which includes Rick Zeron, Michelle Crawford, and all of the dignitaries. And John, without further ado, we'll let you present the trophy to the winning connections.
Rick Zeron, first of all, thank you for putting your filly in our race. It's been just a treat. On behalf of the Hambletonian Society, our directors and staff, and the management staff here at the New Meadowlands, congratulations on one of the greatest second heat efforts in Hambletonian history. It was just remarkable. You're to be commended. Congratulations. Go Atlanta.
Rick, this has to be really special with your son Scott and the bike.
Well, it was basically from this morning on. It was all Scott. It wasn't me. We just had a little bit of a problem, little hiccup in the first elimination, but Scott regrouped and he knew what he was doing in the second.
She bounced back in a big way. So congratulations to all of the winning connections here of Atlanta. We'll send it back to you, Gary.
All right, Gabe, thanks so much. What a day here. And Atlanta just rises to the occasion.
She sure did. You heard Scott Zeron say if she bounced back with the championship effort, they would get it done. They certainly did. This year's 93rd Hambletonian Day is Ladies' Day, Gary. Manchego huge in the Oaks as well.
All right, great day. Folks still here. There's a 16 race card, but the big one is in the books and in the history books. Well, for Dave Brower, Greg Blanchard, and our entire crew, I'm Gary Seibel saying so long from the Meadowlands, where the filly Atlanta has won the 93rd Hambletonian. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. The 2018 Tachi Palace World's Strongest Man presented by Rogue is next.